It's playtime with the sleepy boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I done fucked up.
He done fucked up so bad. I don't even know where are we? Who are we? Who are you?
Brandon,
Yes.
that was like 15 minutes, or no, that's 20 minutes of audio that we don't have.
I know.
Oh, I forgot to hit the record button, folks. So we just
Yes,
lost
you did.
20 minutes of great shit.
Man. You done goofed.
I did. But that's okay. You know what? It's like we said last time. Well, not last time, but it's like we said when we were talking with Key. This is a way we just improve on things that could be said better.
Hey.
Yeah? Is that what it is?
Mistake.
I love it. It took you talking about a dumb porno for you to realize that we weren't recording.
I'm just glad I realized now rather than like, all right, bud. Well, thanks for coming. Like this is a great talk. Let's meet up again on Thursday. And
I'm letting you know right now that if we got to the end of this end of this session, and that's when you realize that you weren't recording the entire thing, I would respond, okay, so I need a break.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Hey guys, it's me. I'm the sloppy bitch that forgot to hit record. You can call me Mark.
And I'm the dumb fuck who sat here thinking we were recording, and even thought to myself, I'm like, man, this session is already going so good. Mark and I have come such a long way. And that dumb fool is Condor.
I made him. You've never referred to yourself as Condor on this show.
I will.
Never once. I asked about it when we started the fucking show. I have audio evidence of that.
Tonight is the night because I'm broken. Mark broke me.
I'm sorry. So yeah, we've come a long way from our first episode.
Yeah, so far that we circled back around and became amateurs again.
Fuck, it's amazing. I will say I'm happy with the progress we have made.
Yeah.
Speaking of things this is not going to go as well as the first time. I just want everyone to know this. This is not going to go as well the second time around.
That's stinking thinking. We can do it.
Okay. So, God, this would have been eight episodes ago. Back in August, we sat down. We talked about, porn,
and dirty trucker porns,
trucker porns, things like that, and
other smut
like that. And I mentioned that there was a porno that from my youth involving a vampiress and a Catholic schoolgirl, and I was really sad that I hadn't been able to find it after the first time I watched it.
I would like to tell something from my point of view real quick.
Tell it from your point of view.
I am driving on my way to go see a house, because I'm still doing that. Trying to get a house.
Which is fucking awesome. I'm really happy that you guys are finding one.
Thank you. Me too. I'm very excited. Hopefully I'll have some exciting news. Hopefully this market's insane. But so anyways, I'm in my car, and I'm like, driving through these parts of the Austin area that I haven't driven. I say Austin area because it wasn't in Austin proper. I think it was like out in Round Rock or something which I never go to unless I'm going to go get donuts. And I get a call from Mark, and I'm like, oh shit, like normally he's busy right now. Something must be going on, especially if he's calling me. And the giddiness and excitement, like he just got a brand new N64 for Christmas.
I'm just excited just to thinking about how excited I was then. After years of looking, like I'm not kidding, years of searching for this porno, I finally found it.
People would almost say that it became an obsession and that this is
unhealthy.
Better uses of your time.
This was an unhealthy use of my time. Absolutely. But here's the thing.
Well, actually, if you're going to make a donation, I have to be on my way because we do have a goal. I'm going to make a donation to you.
gets better.
Oh, fuck it. Forgive me, Father, for I'm about to sin and be a very naughty little girl.
I love it so much. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I want that line anytime that we go into a really fucked up topic. I just want that to play.
because I love you, I will do that.
No, forgive me.
Brandon, that will just play at the beginning of any fucked up episode we have. Oh wait, so that'd be every
true.
episode.
It's true, but it's to
I mean,
put,
what's in your
you
head,
know,
you
like
can't
for
write,
instance,
right?
all right, so one of my favorite podcasts to listen to right now is Last Podcast on the Left.
Oh my gosh, everyone is fucking raving about that shit.
I love it so much. It's so good. But they, I mean, so they have episodes where they're like, guys, this is a gold star episode, just to let you know. And like, that's a way to let you know, like, hey, you know, sometimes we get a little fucked up and some things are kind of crazy. But things are about to get really crazy. Like, really,
That should be
really
that should
crazy.
just be our disclaimer. We're about to sin and be a very naughty, naughty boys.
Yeah, every time that,
Oh my god.
that clip
Excuse me.
plays.
Please, don't
So,
hurt me.
ladies and gentlemen, I shared that clip with you just to show you the
Don't hurt
sheer...
me.
I would like to point out how spot on you were.
Brandon, you know
Because
me. Like,
that-
I remember
no,
shit.
no. I know you do. I know you do. But for other people who are listening, probably don't realize that about you. Just how all right. So there's this weird kind of like duality of you. And I was watching this video talking about abandoned subplots of Parks and Rec. That explain the show and make it better, like deleted scenes essentially.
Right.
And there's a theory that Andy is actually a genius, which I fully believe. Because and so this is one of those. It wasn't Watch Mojo. It was What Culture.
Number
on YouTube.
15. Andy
No,
Dwyer
not-
might be a genius. I don't know if this is true, but it could be.
I've heard from multiple sources.
If you
But
look,
I have
where
not
would
seen it myself?
where would he find the FBI jacket if he was not working for the Federal Bureau of Investigations?
This is an
Oh
emergency
my God.
broadcast.
Anyway, you were saying.
So, anyways,
Our caravan's under attack by hostiles east of
you
Watts Consumer
sent me down a top 15
Anyone in the
wormhole.
vicinity can come
My
help.
bad.
Now's the time.
It's fine.
Data,
And so one of the theories, because he's a genius, that he just acts stupid and is secretly smart the whole time and acts stupid to
Oh?
benefit himself.
One of our agents took a
And
course.
I know someone
Jasmine,
like that.
Jasmine was sitting there and she goes, I don't know, that seems kind of far-fetched. And I was like, really? You think that is
I
far-fetched?
need a
Have
closer
you,
check.
do you know
have
Mark?
one of- Follow me.
And I was
Okay.
just like, that is the perfect description of Mark, because you have said that about yourself, that you're like, I am actually really smart. I just play stupid.
I would love to get, I know I've said this before, I would love to get Jasmine on the show just because there are things that I have done to her in the past to mess with her. So on the topic of me fucking with people, because it's something I do a lot, I can't help it. It's who I am as a person. When I first moved to Austin, like I said, Jasmine and I hadn't seen each other in like, what, 4 years, something like that, 5 years, if not longer.
Mhm.
And we go out as a group, and we go to this little dessert place, and I'm just like staring at the table, not looking at the menu or anything. I knew what I wanted, and I'm not reading the menu or anything. And Jasmine looks at me, she's like, Mark, do you know what you're gonna get yet? And I look at her straight face. Now I'd been drinking a little bit, so this might have been why I was so it happened as quickly, as easily as it did. But I just look at her stone face, and I'm like, oh, I'm illiterate.
Hit the jackpot with this. Hand
And then I
over-
just
She believed it.
and I just zone back out, just go back doing my own thing.
There you go.
And it's not till like a couple of months later that Jasmine comes up to me and she's like, Mark, if you ever want help like learning, to read, I'd be more than happy to help you out here. And I'm like,
just east of Watts Consumer
What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like, what are you
Like,
talking about?
Now Mark has flipped 180 and is now insulted by his own joke.
Like, I don't, that's the thing is, I fuck with people so regularly, I don't even remember half the time when I know I've messed with somebody. So you then come over to me and you're like, you son of a bitch. What did you tell Jasmine? I was like,
Because I don't think I was there. I was on my way. I missed this because Jasmine ordered for me.
Come on, baby.
right. So there was some reason, like for some reason, you weren't present in the moment when it happened. So you come over and you're like, Mark, what the fuck did you tell Jasmine? I was like, apparently I told her I can't read. And you're like,
Yeah, but this is like months. So
this is months later.
This is months later. So I missed the original conversation of you making the joke of, oh, I'm illiterate. Because I was somewhere, or I might have been in the restroom or something, and I came back, and
grab incoming agents and tell them where they're needed.
I mean, it was like months, like I said, months later. And so she does this, like ask Mark, like, you know, if you need help or anything ever. And then Mark's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, Mark, what did you do? Like, that was my response. What did you do?
In fairness, that's a fair question to ask because clearly I had done something in the past that I didn't remember doing. But it was amazing.
It was amazing.
Because
and then Jasmine was very upset and has not trusted anything you say since.
And that's what makes it so easy to mess with her because she doesn't know if I'm messing with her at this point.
No, she just accepts it. She's like, it's 50-50 and I'll never know and I don't care.
It's like that old Reddit page. I don't know if it's still active or not. It's like it was Reddit 50 or R5050.
Oh my god. Oh, those videos.
I saw some fucked up shit.
Dude, I saw people die.
I saw people die. I saw terrible things done to animals, and I saw titties every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while you're like, oh, thank God it's tits.
Like it's so much easier to explain if like your spouse walks up and sees you looking at tits. Like, what are you doing? Tits. Then if they walk up and you see some guy getting beheaded by the Brazilian gangs.
Yeah.
That got dark.
Yeah, real dark.
So
or a sack of kittens.
No, leave kitties alone. I hate cats. I hate
that
cats,
really
but
fucked me up.
I don't want cats ever again, but they're still sweet and cute.
I have a cat right now. Well, it's not mine. It's Aaron's.
Oh, I was about to say, dude, you've fallen.
No, I won't. It's funny because Aaron refers to the dogs as like our dogs. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I love our dogs. And Jasmine and I were talking like, we are never calling Ray ours. Like, we're never referring.
Wait, cat's name is Ray?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to just
She's
do
a
a quick.
sweetheart.
I want to do
She's
a quick,
amazing.
Okay, it's Ray like Star Wars.
No. RAI.
What?
It's from an anime.
Okay, that's fine. I can get behind that. Here, just a quick PSA to everyone that names their animals like normal ass common people names.
Jennifer. Get over here, Jennifer.
Jennifer, I'm gonna give you guys a pass on Gwen and Bucky because like Gwen's not that common of a name. I can't remember the last time I met somebody named Gwen that wasn't from fucking Spider-Man.
Right. And Bucky, I mean, so here's the thing with Bucky. You know, we named him after Bucky Barnes, but because we live in Texas, everybody thinks we named him after Bucky's. The
Exactly.
truck stop.
So you're either, if with the name Bucky, you're either a Marvel fan or a fucking redneck. So it's fine. You get a pass on that one too. But
Or
to
loves
all you,
really nice bathrooms at truck stops.
yeah. But to all of you people that name your dogs things like fucking Jennifer or Rachel or Bobby or things like that, just
I can accept Bobby because I've never known a Bobby. So anytime I've heard the name Bobby,
we went to high school with 4.
yeah, I didn't fucking know any of them.
I did. I knew 2 of the 4.
So anytime I have ever known a Bobby or have heard that name, it's always been from a cartoon. So like Bob's Burgers with Teddy calling him Bobby.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah, well that was Linda.
I went with Linda. I don't know why you said Teddy and I went Linda. But I
Because you
committed
can't
to
do
that shit.
shitty voice.
Hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
That's actually pretty good.
Bobby, I want a burger.
This is an emergency broadcast.
I only say this because I love my roommates. I think they're great people.
Oh, here we go.
They got a new pit bull puppy, which I have no problem with. I love pit bulls. I love puppies.
I love kitty puppies.
Phenomenal. They're so cute. He's a little bit excited and pees a little bit when he comes up and jumps on you, which is fine. He's a
Are you saying he
puppy.
pees a little bit when he comes?
Two problems with what you just said, Brandon. I want to see if you can figure out what they are.
Yes.
First problem, go.
No, I want you to tell me.
First of all, he is a minor. Second of all, he is an animal.
Yeah.
You're a,
So you're telling me animals can't,
you shouldn't be talking about it.
You know what?
Unless you are a fucking dog breeder, you shouldn't be talking about pit bull cummies.
You're the one. I hate that you say that so much.
That's why I say it so much.
I hate it so much. It makes my spine shiver in a bad way.
Anyway, so he's an excitable little puppy. He pees when I pick him up. You know, he gets excited. It happens. I don't get upset about it.
He probably just needs to go outside more.
He has to go outside, like, I'm not kidding you, every hour. Like, on the hour.
Yeah, because he's a puppy.
I know. I get that. I'm not upset about that. I just said that.
You're just upset about the name.
What upsets me is they named the dog Ralphie.
Oh, that's cute.
No, it's not.
It's cute.
It's not.
How many Ralphies have you known?
No, here's the thing, is if it was Ralphie named after, like, the kid from Christmas Story, I'd be all over that. There's a... Their college team is from Montana. I think it's Montana State. And their mascot is a buffalo.
Okay.
And the dogs, or the buffalo's name is Ralphie.
Okay.
And they named it Ralphie after the dog, or after the thing. And here's my thing is he doesn't look like a Ralphie.
Okay.
He doesn't look like a Ralphie. So if you name your dog a normal fucking person name, fuck you. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'm totally fine if you want to name your dogs people names. Just you have to accept the repercussions.
It can't be a common. It can't be a common human, like a person name, like a common one. Like you can't name them like fucking, Hannah
Or Amber.
If you name your dog Hannah or Amber, I will break your legs.
Fair enough.
If you name your dog Gwen, fine. I will love Gwen. She's amazing. Now, if you name your dog like Richard, Richard.
I'm sorry.
Also, PETA, fuck you.
What?
I just wanted to say fuck you.
Oh,
You must be
okay.
targeting me.
Oh yeah. Okay. So there was another victim recently of my just fuckery.
Shocking.
I know, right? Brandon, you were there for this.
You couldn't.
Oh no.
It's happening.
Don't make me culpable with your bad decisions.
This wasn't a bad decision. It was an uneducated decision.
Mm.
So we were at when we were at Matt and Shannon's wedding back in August, which we've mentioned them a couple of times, and we do want to eventually get them on the show just to chit chat.
Which would be a good time, especially with the name change and everything.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. At City Comics.
Yeah.
Comic
Sorry.
professionals.
Comic professionals. They profesh as fuck.
Also, I feel like, I don't know for sure, but when, it's not like they told anybody. I mean, they didn't tell me that they changed the name. I just noticed. I'm like,
Dude, they didn't tell. I don't think they made any kind of announcement about it. I called them up one day. I was like,
yeah, I
She
called,
does,
I
change it up.
messaged Matt, and I was like, hey, Bat City, huh? And we were talking, and I was ribbing him a little bit, like being my funny usual self. And
well,
I
it's
was,
not usual.
wow, fuck
I'm
you.
sorry.
And I was like, man, kind of like I forget exactly what exactly I was calling, but I was essentially saying that they were full of themselves for calling themselves comic professionals, like in the business title
Yeah.
of the store. And I think I said something along the lines of like, kind of arrogant, don't you think? And I meant it completely as a joke, like to be funny, and like I
guessing he
even did
didn't
like a
take it that
little
way.
winky face. But he immediately responded with like if he was like doing a marketing pitch to me, and I was like, "Hey, yeah, but you know I was just fucking with you, right? Like that's a great. I mean, if anybody, I even said I was like, if anybody deserves to be known as a comic book professional in this town, it's you guys." And I think at that point he might have realized that I was being. He either knew that I was being funny and just had that loaded up in the can already and was gonna say something along the lines, or I completely offended him at first and then he realized I was joking.
So we're at the wedding, and I was super excited just to be there. I wasn't even 100% sure I was going to be able to make it, given the circumstances.
Yeah.
So we're at the wedding. It was a very small ceremony. I think there was, like 20 people there tops,
Oh gosh, yeah, tops.
if even that. And as the night goes on, like, because we were there pretty late. Like, it was fairly late in the evening before we left. As people start to disperse and head out, especially the ones with, like, kids, we got the fire going, or a fire going, I should say, in a fire pit. And me and Brandon are just sitting down, chilling, chit-chatting, like, hey, this is what we should do next week, like, for our recording sesh, this, that, and the other. And Matt's aunt comes and sits down away across from us and just starts talking about things, just random things, but they were all like medical stuff, like how she doesn't agree with, like, her doctor says she needs to cut something out and she thinks it's complete garbage that she has to do that, because she was a good old girl. She didn't swear, which I respect the hell out of, being a bad old boy. And
This
swearing.
got so bad that I eventually, not even eventually, I'd say probably about 5 minutes into this conversation, because of you, I had to get up and leave because I was laughing. I was gonna bust. I was gonna lose my shit.
It was good.
And so I had to get up and leave
Sure.
because she was like, she was giving you these like breadcrumbs, and you're like, oh no, I
Time to
want the
hit the
whole
road.
loaf.
She
And
was
you were
feeding
just-
me. She was feeding me breadcrumbs, and I was about to butter the shit out of that fried chicken.
Yeah.
I don't like what I just said there. Given the
I like
circumstance.
it. It's disgusting and it's perfect.
So she starts talking about these medical things that her doctor's been talking to her about, and I don't like talking about. There are three major things I don't like talking about: are politics, religion, and like medical stuff. Because I'm overweight. I know I'm overweight. I'm working on it. And she was talking about how her doctor said she needs to lose some weight.
And talking about how she needed to cut out like certain carbs and avoid certain things.
And
then you fucking little troll.
so I open my mouth, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from. Like, my doctor and I are having a hard time trying to figure out a diet for me, because on one hand, he says I really need to, I should really lose weight for somebody of my height. I should be a certain weight. But the problem is because my metabolism's inverted. If I lose weight, it's actually going to be more unhealthy for me. So he wants me to put on another another 20 pounds or so. And this poor woman is just sitting there nodding along. She's like, well, yeah,
She's
no, that
sitting there in awe, like, oh my gosh, like, I think I might have the same thing too. I really need to bring this up to my doctor.
this all makes perfect sense.
This
And-
all makes perfect sense, was her exact words.
And as we progressively kept talking more and more, I don't remember exactly what was said in between, but I remember when we got to the finale, the grand finale at this point, because Brandon had left by now.
I had left because I was crying.
So what ended up happening when I finally was like, I need to draw the line somewhere. This seems as good a place as any. I'm sitting there and she's talking about how she was considering getting like lipo or something along those lines. And I said, after talking with my doctor, one of the problems that I have is I have a lot of fat around my midsection, but it's not dispersed anywhere else. Like, I still have very lean arms and legs, like mostly muscle. So my doctor and I are going to be trying this. It's kind of a it's an experimental surgery. Basically, what they do is they basically what they do is they take a sonic emitter, and with the right frequency, you can actually liquefy the fat in the human body. And then what they'll do is they'll basically, they call it a redisplacement surgery. So what they do is they liquefy the fat using that sonic frequency. And once it's liquefied, they just take a big syringe, they suck out the fat that they want to use, and then inject it into a different part of your body. And then they use an inversion of that same sonic wave, and it solidifies the fat for you. And at this point, Brandon's gone. Like I said, Brandon's been gone for like 10 minutes at this point. And I'm just sitting there like biting my lip to keep myself from laughing.
And I remember at this point, Jeff had come over and was like, hey, Brandon, why aren't you chilling out by what's going on? And I'm like, oh, dude, I had to walk away because that lady over there is getting real fucking weird with her medical stuff. And Mark's just taking her for a fucking ride. And he goes, oh, no.
So what happens is after I get through my sonic fat melting inversion shit, and I'm like, I need to walk away from this because I'm going to just keep going, and I know myself, and it'll just keep going and get worse and worse. So I got up and walked away. And Shannon, the bride, comes up and she's like, hey, thank you so much for keeping Aunt company while everyone was hanging out. Like, you know, she doesn't really talk to people all that much anymore. And I'm like, oh, why is that? And she's like, well, she's got dementia. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. And she's like, why? What's wrong? And I was like, I'm a bad person, Shannon. I just spent the last 20 minutes messing with Aunt. And I may have told her some medically incorrect things. And she's like, you did what now? And I was like, yeah, she was talking about medical stuff, and I was just kind of messing around. Brandon was there, and I just kind of got caught up in it. And she's like, I mean, she won't remember any of it tomorrow anyway, so you should be fine. And I was just like, I need to make sure I know the people I'm messing with before I start messing with them again, because...
No. That takes away the beauty of it.
Let me phrase that. I need to at least make sure somebody in the party knows who's...
this, like, Joker-esque version of you that just walks into social situations. Like, how can I fuck this up?
And, like, I tried, and I was... a little bit later, I was telling Matt, and I just went up to Matt. I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that Aunt was... had dementia. And he's like, oh, why? What happened? And I was like, well, I was kind of messing with her. And pretty much the same response. Oh, she won't remember it tomorrow. You should be fine. And I was just like... So naturally, I went back and sat down with her and messed with her some more. Not really. No, that would have been terrible. I felt real terrible about it. Like, that was
true. You didn't let go of this. Like, even, like, we were driving back to the hotel, and you're like, I don't... Like, am I going to hell? And both Jeff and I just looked at you and we're like, oh, yeah.
But, like, I was going to hell before that. Like,
but, yeah, that's what we said. Like, oh, yeah, you are. Not for this. I mean, but you are.
Yeah. So, yeah. I haven't had a really good, like, fuck with somebody moment in a while. Like, honestly, after that.
I thought it was so funny. Like, man, this is like, we've all been pent up and...
pent up and horny, I know.
Yeah. We've all been pent up in our respective places of living and not going out and interacting with people. The first time you get a chance to get out into the real world again.
And I just choose to fuck with somebody.
You just fuck with somebody with dementia.
It's just my fucking luck, too. Like, God... Like, I can't help it. Here's something that's fun to do is, or that I've started doing is, there's the Walmart that's like right over by my house. The same greeter is always there when I go shopping. Her name's Becky. What's really fun to do is because, like, I know who she is, but she never sees me without my mask on, is I make sure I greet her by name every time I walk in.
Oh, hi, Becky.
Like, yeah, she'll be like, hi, welcome to Walmart. Hi, Becky, how you doing today? And she's, I'm good. hot welcome. And I'm like, oh, Becky, I'm going to marry you one day.
Weird takeaway.
Oh, that was just for you.
Oh, thank you.
She's fairly young, so.
Oh, see, I never.
You were
see young
picturing like
Walmart
an 87-year-old woman.
I was. I absolutely was.
I'm going to follow you right to your grave, Becky.
What?
I'm going to spoon you like Quasimodo spooned Esmeralda.
Wait a minute. What?
Father, forgive me, for I'm about to sin and be a very naughty, naughty boy.
All you can think about is that episode. Did you ever watch Brickleberry?
No.
All right. Well, all right. So the show wasn't particularly really that funny. It had moments. I mean, it was peak Daniel Tosh, like over the top humor, but just like gross out, like how far can we push the envelope humor?
So Daniel Tosh, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I would watch it every once in a while because my cousin was into it. But one of the characters has this thing for old women, and he hooks up with two old women, and like, you know, it flash forward, you know, after the
After they fucked, yeah.
the romping ended up happening, and they were dead.
Oh.
And it was, I just remember watching the episode, and I'm just like, yeah, that's enough. I don't think I'm ever going to revisit the show again. And then it got canceled. So,
If I remember right, one of the characters from Metalocalypse was the same way.
I'd be happy to help if I can.
I can't remember.
It was
I'm sure you're
Squiscar.
right. Oh, was it?
Squiscar had a thing, as he called it, he had a thing for G-MILFs.
Heads up.
How may I be of service?
I remember there was an episode, it was they were doing like the tour of Murder House or whatever the fuck it's called, of their campus, and all of the bandmates forgot. So Squiscar wakes up and he's in bed with an old lady, just like as they were never kind to the characters in that show with like design wise.
No, never.
But this was just like the most rancid looking old lady. And he sits up, he's like butt naked on the side of his bed, and there's just like 12 children standing in front of him, and he's like, oh shit, that's the day, isn't it? Like, here's the thing, like I personally don't care. Like, people, you have sex with who you want to have sex with. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
your relationship is your business. But we're going to laugh at some circumstances. Such as if you're a 20-something-year-old that routinely fucks old women.
Which I am totally fine with.
I'm totally fine with it. I'm just going to find it kind of humorous.
Boy, nothing sounds like we're fine with it. More like, hey, just so you know, we're hip, we're cool with it. You know, you sure do. You do you. You know.
You help Granny with her arthritis and put those knees behind her ears. We're okay with that.
You know, we've been trying to find grandma in like an aerobics and yoga instructor for the longest time, but they're just so goddamn much so expensive. And
I tell you what,
this
girls.
gets her limber.
I tell you what, girls, for the longest time, we were having the hardest time getting Harold's mom to be able to flex. But after young Bobby came into the household, you know, she's been more spry than ever. We're sure he's doing wonders for her. Last night, I heard her moaning long into the night. I'm sure he was giving her a good stretching, and Bobby's just
Real good stretching.
Bobby's just sitting at the table. Fuck yeah, I did. What, this dick? And then Grandma gives him a little low five under the table.
Some sick dubstep plays in the background.
There was another one I was going to make fun of. I can't remember what it was now.
People?
Another like preference sexually. I just can't think of what it was.
Furries.
I think we've already ripped on furries, but I want to.
What would... I mean, I guess the plural of furries is... or furry is furries. But you know how there's always like a group name?
Yeah.
What's a group of furries called?
A yiff?
No, it's not.
No, yiff. I know the joke was because yiff is another term for
I know
them
it is.
fucking.
I was gonna say, I was like,
Let me see. Let me think. What? You know what? We got the Google machine right in front of me. I'm gonna
we
Google
got the
it.
Googs.
What is a group of furries called? Apparently, this is a topic of discussions. Like,
Oh my god, I'm so happy. I stumbled upon a hot button topic.
apparently, like this, there's not like a definitive term for a furry, for a group of furries.
I do like that. The second, like as soon as you start typing it in, all of a sudden, like it like autofills immediately, and like you're not. I'm not even like finished. Like I typed in "fu," and then is like, what is a group of furries called? Next is, what's a group of fungi called? And I was like, I'm surprised that fungi is not the first on this list, but
Let's
at the
be
same
real
time,
here. Fewer people give a fuck about fungi. Yeah, there's apparently like there's not like a term used.
interesting.
Aside from fucking Urban Dictionary, of course.
Well, then there's
Which is,
a lot
they
of
call it
discussions saying that a group of furries should be called a herd.
a herd, a flock, a troop. Yeah, I've seen a
Yeah.
couple. Because like we have like,
Come with me.
if you look at like the
Mhm.
terminology for groups of different animals, it would make sense. But like,
I'd love. So as soon as you start, man, the topics that have popped up, typing this out is amazing. So one of the encyclopedias on furries opens up, and just like immediate, like the first little word blurb about like the first little paragraph that they include in the word search.
yeah,
It's like some furry fans create and wear costumes called fur suits in quotation marks.
yeah, it's definitely not. That shouldn't be in.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, shouldn't be in quotation marks.
I found an article on CNN that came out on January 21st of this year.
January 21st. What's it? Okay.
All right.
Is it on CNN? It's the one on CNN, isn't it?
It is.
The one. Oh,
A group-
please talk about this.
A group of furries stopped a domestic violence assault and helped police make the arrest.
I mean,
Several members attending a furry convention in California on Friday helped restrain a man who was assaulting his girlfriend until police arrested him. 6 people witnessed the assault at the annual Further Confusion or FurCon
oh
in
my
San
god.
Jose.
Here's
Furries
okay.
are enthusiasts who celebrate characters and stories involving anthropomorphic animals. I love that they go into this.
They have like,
it.
well, that's the thing is you have to explain it. Like, okay, so my when I was living with my
There are
older,
pictures.
there are pictures. Oh
There-
shit.
Pictures. There's a video.
Oh my god.
Furries pulling together to stop an abuser last night was absolutely wild.
That is absolutely amazing. Here's the thing: is
This woman, the assault was happening in a car
oh my god.
outside, and it's like nighttime.
Oh my
Time
god.
to hit the road.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like good for them.
Robbie Ryan's 26 was working as a DJ for the convention when he and a friend went outside for a smoke break. Out of nowhere, Ryan said a blue car stopped in front of them. We heard a woman's screams coming from inside, saw the passengers throwing full fists, good lord, at whoever was driving. We got up and ran towards the car. My friend pulled open the door and we both held on to the attacker. The girl driver was yelling for him to get out and he started trying to fight us off. Well, 4 other people who were attending the convention joined in and helped grab the man, drag him out of the car and restrain him until police arrived. All right. And like I said, there is film of this.
So again, like this is amazing because like the furry community apparently is like one of the most welcoming and inviting group I've ever like
It's a good start.
met.
Yeah.
Because we have interacted with furries before.
Oh, we've had a lot of interactions.
Now, real quick to before we jump into that kind of situation, so it is good that they kind of explain what the furries are because when I was living with my older sister, I mentioned furry just casually, and neither my sister nor her husband knew what furries were.
Okay.
So apparently outside of like, Austin, Portland, and like the youth, people don't know what furries are.
I wish you hadn't had explained it to them and just like, oh, there's a furry convention coming up. I think it'd be really cool if we went and checked it out.
Oh,
That would be glorious.
that would be glorious. But my favorite. Okay, so after
And it would all be fun and games until they got to the one aisle where it shows all the furry porn.
all the dicks.
Because they don't hide that stuff. There are
Oh, no.
booths that are dedicated.
Oh, absolutely. Now, the one thing I want to say that's really funny about this article, because like the domestic violence part as a whole is just, it's awful. Like I'm so glad that somebody stepped in on that shit. But as you pointed out early in the article, it's for those wondering, furries are such and such, right? The article ends with the same explanation as to what furries are.
It does. I was just getting to that point. I was like, we're really reiterating and nailing this in.
Oh, God.
So, all right. So I want to talk about something real quick while we're talking about other while we're on the topic of furries, about one of our interactions with furries.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it's happening.
What are you talking, or what story do you think I'm going to tell?
When we were in the fursuits.
No.
Wait, that wasn't you in the other fursuit?
No.
All right.
So Mark and I, along with some friends of ours that we had the comic book store with.
Yes, this is exactly what I thought it was.
We're working at a convention in Austin called HavenCon, which is an LGBTQIA plus led event. I mean, it is an impressive convention that they put on.
Definitely one of the better, the best done, independent conventions I've ever seen.
Oh, by far. But so anyways, we were in charge of the VIP room. We did this 1 year prior, and we got to know everybody pretty well and got in, and we were also known as the group of people that enjoyed a good party.
Hell yeah.
Now, and so we ended up doing the VIP room the second year that we did it. And we had this giant presidential suite kind of deal with the office tables and everything that were set up in the kitchen. I mean, it was a huge room. Well, we had essentially taken one of the pieces of furniture and made it into a makeshift bar, which, man, really thinking about, I'm pretty sure we broke some laws.
Oh my God, hands down.
We were not licensed to sell alcohol to sell, because we were taking money for some of the drinks.
We were taking tips for the drinks.
Yeah, we were taking tips, quote unquote. And but I mean, we were over serving a lot.
Oh my God, yeah.
Speaking of somebody who got overserved, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think we should cover your part of the story first.
So we will. No, because I was there for my part of the story.
I was not. You're right. But it gets more fun when you get there.
We got to the end of the night when we were supposed to be closing up, because wasn't this the night of the drag show? It was the night of the drag show. I was so done with you guys.
Again, I hadn't been there yet.
Yeah, I was so done with our friends because it was just a long day. And I was like, you know what? Not that they did anything or pissed me off or anything.
You were just tired, dude. It's been a long day.
I reach a threshold where I'm like, hey, I need some me time to recoup and re-energize. Because I give so much of myself when I'm with people that
If there's anything you need,
I don't always take the best care of
Here
myself.
you go, Ada.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Slightly different, but still functional.
I was like,
radar
hey,
beacon.
you know what? You guys go down
Uh-huh.
to the drag show. Y'all have a great time.
Don't worry.
I'm going to clean up here. I'm going to pull this area together. It's going to be totally fine. No, I do not mind doing this by myself. I've got this. Y'all go have fun. Leave me the hell alone, kind of thing. And everybody goes. My wife is at a work dinner party at this time, so she hasn't gotten there yet. She was coming later. So I'm literally there by myself in this VIP room, just cleaning up some things, straightening up, taking care of the trash. I was vacuuming, and there was this group, these 3 furries that came in, and
Real quick, just to clarify, my fucking phone. Sorry, my phone just fucking.
It's okay.
Just to clarify on this, this was in addition to the LGBTQ community that was there. There was also a large population of furries.
Yes, because it was one of those all-inclusive kind of events. Very unique, really kind of crazy. Really got into a crazy atmosphere where it was just like, man. I mean, it was just a constant party. It was just crazy. It was awesome. So anyways, there was this sectional couch that we had split. We had like unhitched it from the couch so we could kind of create a barrier between us and the bar, and so people couldn't come back behind the bar, because believe me, that was a problem we were dealing with. Because we knew everybody and everybody wanted to know us, so it just became this giant hangout. And so there are these 3 furries that were chilling out at the table, just kind of minding their, just chilling. Had taken like their face the masks off and stuff, because I mean, you got to take some breaks because you get dehydrated in there real fast.
I can relate.
So I'm coming back out from behind the little bar, and I'm walking along, like walking through the opening of the couch, and my foot catches the under part, like where the leg and the couch meets, and that couch was firmly planted because it was a heavy fucking couch. And I kept moving forward, but my foot stayed where it was. And then because we had removed the couch from the sectional and it was split, the cushion was just kind of free floating and doing its own thing. And so the cushion went with me and made my body twist as I trip and fall. And I hear the worst noise my body has ever made.
Hi.
And it like it was one of the, I dislocate my knee, and anybody who has dislocated or broken a piece of their body before knows the sound that I am talking about. And I fall flat on the ground, or I fall flat on the ground. Sorry, I was trying to
He hit his head pretty hard, guys.
And I'm facing forward, and I see these furries looking at me like, oh my gosh, is he okay? Is he okay? And I feel my body is laying like flat down, and I'm facing forward, and I don't see my leg because I'm not facing my leg. I feel my leg twisted and facing the different direction, and it's not supposed to. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. If I look at my leg, I'm going to freak out. So I close my eyes, roll over, and because all I can think about is I have to make this stop. And I roll over with my entire body weight and force my knee back into place, like my leg back into place. and that same noise, like crack popped, and just like it sounded like a fucking cannon going off in my head. And I'm like broken out in a cold sweat. My vision is blurry. I can't see. I have no saliva in my mouth at all. Like I feel like death, and if I had died right there in that moment, I probably would have been happy. And all of a sudden I am coming to, and all three of those furries are like squatting around me. And my panic state of mind is, oh my god, I died and these furries are in hell with me. And I'm like, this is it. This is my worst nightmare. I am about to be devoured because my lizard brain has kicked in at this point. My fight or flight has kicked in, and my panic, like all of those panic things that your brain from us being cavemen and apes has kicked in. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to be eaten. This is it. This is the end of the road for me. Well, it was great. I'm so happy I died up here alone by myself while all my other friends are at a drag show. And
Except for me.
all of a sudden I start coming to. So one of the furries is an EMT, and she is immediately like checking like my knee to make sure it is popped back in place. Like she's in business mode. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you. I am so happy that you're an EMT. And then the other person is like getting me a drink and everything. This one motherfucker though, who is wearing these purple fucking like mitts covered in fur, is sitting there massaging me. And I'm just like, no, please stop. Like, thank you, please stop. And I'm like trying to bat him away because he's like caressing my head too. And I'm just like, no, this isn't doing like,
Bad touching.
I am covered in purple fur. And even when you get there later, you're like, why? Like, you're drunk too. Because
we'll tell my part when I get there.
So, all right, yeah. But anyways, I'm going to jump ahead just a smidge. Mark ends up getting hammered because he makes up for the lost time because he was at the store.
I want to
this whole
clarify.
time working the store, and Mark gets caught up to where everybody else was. And I'm on painkillers by the time Mark gets there. And even Mark's just sitting there like patting me, making sure I'm okay. And he's like, why are you covered in purple fur? I'm like, there was a furry and he wouldn't stop massaging me, and I was trying to run away, but my leg was fucked up. And I couldn't. And so, yeah, Mark, do you want to pick up? Oh, so I'm up there in the room and I'm trying to get a hold of anybody. I'm calling my wife and I'm like, oh my god, no one is answering. I am so fucked. Who knows when they're going to be back? This drag show's going to go for hours. I'm just going to be lying up here not doing anything. My leg's probably fucked up. Do I call an ambulance? What do I do? And I finally get a hold of our friend, our business partner, who is his husband is in the ER, and he brings me bandages and some drugs and stuff and gets me feeling all right. And then Mark comes in.
So, now I was just as done with the day as Brandon was.
I was done for a different reason.
I had been at the shop from open to close, which was on a normal day 12 hours.
Yeah.
And I was told, as soon as you're done with your shift, get here because we're going to need your help. And I'm like, this is bullshit. You guys didn't start till 1. I started at 10 a.m. But whatever. So I get my ass over there. As soon as I walk in the door, our business partner, who we will leave nameless for the sake of this podcast, shoves a shot in my hand and says, you got to get caught up. And I'm like, fine. Whatever.
I don't want to be here.
I don't want to be here. I'm going to make sure I don't remember being here. So I take a shot. And I felt my face catch on fire. I had never had Everclear in my life. This was the first time I had Everclear. And it's the last time I will ever have Everclear was that night. So that Everclear hits fast. So I'm like, I'm already feeling kind of fine. And, you know, again, I find Brandon. I'm like, what happened to Brandon? I'm trying to comfort him. And they're like, he's fine. He's on pain meds. Go work the bar for a little bit.
And you're like, why is he on pain meds? What's happening?
I'm in full on panic mama bird mode.
Because I'm in the other room that was attached to us on a pull-out couch. Like, I just, at this point, I'm just like, I want to die. I don't want to do this. and I'm on a lot of painkillers.
Yeah. So Brandon's on painkillers. They have me go run the bar for a little bit, and I don't remember most of the night. I want to make that very clear. I don't remember most of the things I did that night. I do remember some specific things, though. I remember I took the rest of the Everclear and finished off about a third of a bottle. I remember partying with some furries. I remember I got dry humped a little bit by some people. And then I remember crawling into bed trying to spoon Brandon because I wanted to make him safe. And Brandon was fighting it the whole time as best he could in his drugged up state.
Because Mark was getting really handsy.
It wasn't
and
on
I was
purpose.
Like, I can't, because you were so drunk on Everclear. Like, you were practically hitting me and you thought you were like caressing me and being sweet. And I was at the same time, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, this is the night Mark fucks me and I can't do anything about it.
I'm not a rapist. I would never.
No, you're not.
I would never do that to you.
No, I know you wouldn't.
So what ends up happening is Shannon, bless her soul, comes in and she's like, Mark, we need your help. We need somebody in the bar. They didn't actually need my help. They just needed to get me the fuck away from Brandon.
So the other person who will not be named poked his head in and saw what was happening and was like, oh no.
And so they get me to go back out there, and I shit you not, they put me in charge of making sure the cups didn't go missing. They were just like, Mark, we need to make sure, people have been trying to take the cups, just watch the cups. And so I'm standing there like, just like, I'm doing things that they can't see, and I now realize that they can't see what I'm doing. Just kind of swaying side to side. Just kind of swaying gently side to side. None of the cups went missing, I'll say that. The cups only went to the people that asked me politely, and I gave it to them.
Don't think your job is done.
And then what ended up happening was, at some point again, I don't remember getting from point A to point B, but I remember point B was me sitting down on a chair about 2 feet away from Brandon's head, just staring at him. And this poor son of a bitch wakes up to me staring at him.
Just staring. And there's a single light that's behind him too. And I'm like, oh God, what's happening?
And I
was like, Mark, what are you doing?
Here you go.
And my drunk ass just leans in. Brandon, I wish we hung out more. We don't hang out much anymore.
Here you go.
And I'm just sitting there like, Mark, I love you. But do we have to do this right now? And you're like, if we don't do it now, when we'll win. And I'm just like,
I'm on the verge of like a full meltdown right now. And Brandon's
I just remember going and saying, how about just any time where I don't want to die?
And that was good enough for me. I got up and went on my jolly way.
No, that is not what happened. You crawled into that bed and wrapped your whole body around me. And that's when the other person who shall not be named, you ran in there and was like, oh, no, you get out, you get out, you get out.
Yeah.
You leave him alone. He has been through enough.
And then at some point, I ran into somebody that was cosplaying as Captain Kirk, and I saluted them.
We still need
Let's see, what else? I met somebody that was dressed as Zone Tan, which, if you know who Zone Tan is, my man. What'd you say?
I said you're a fucking nerd.
And when I saw the person who was cosplaying as her, I kind of like walked up to her sheepishly, was like, I think I know what you are, but I don't want to say what I think you are. And she's like, I'm exactly what you think I am. and it's very sweet that you're trying to be not a degenerate, but it's okay to be a degenerate here. And I was like, okay, I love your work. she's like, you do realize it's not actually me. That says, I know, but like, I love your work. And at the, Shannon had to corral me a lot that night. Let's just.
Yeah, there was a lot of corralling that had to be done. I remember Bailey came in and got you several times to save me.
So so Bailey was one of our friends that had come by the shop a couple of times, and I guess was assigned to just watch me. And he was a very lovable fella. Like he actually did try bear hugging me in place, but like when I need to be wiggly, I can get wiggly and
wiggly.
Get out of places. So yeah, I spent most of the night either being corralled by Shannon or Bailey or spooning with Brandon. It was not a bad way to spend my first and only time drinking Everclear.
Oh, goodbye.
Douche. All right. So, man, we covered some shit today.
We got into it.
We got into the furries. We got into me messing with people that didn't deserve to be messed with.
Shocking that you messed with people who didn't deserve to be messed with.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, guys, we do appreciate you joining us this morning as we sip on our coffee, and for some reason, Brandon drinks bourbon.
That's the coffee of Kentucky, right there.
You're in Texas, boo.
Same thing.
Close enough. Yeah, you're right. Rednecks and racists.
Rednecks, racists, and Christians.
That's exactly. I mean, that's all the same thing. You just said the same.
You better
word.
not cut that out, you son of a bitch.
Why would I? It was amazing.
I'm just making sure.
So if you guys want more of us, we each have our own things that we're working on separately from our own. So our shared link, of course, is SR Sleepy Boys. We are on, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans. Yes, we are on OnlyFans. And if you ever want to just like shoot us a message on any of those things, please do so. Give us some input. Give us some ideas.
Give us the deets.
Give us the deets. Give us the DPs.
Don't do those.
Okay, send those to our OnlyFans.
No, because I don't want to see those either.
I'm the one that moderates that shit. You don't need to worry about it. I'll just send you the really good ones.
Oh God.
And then if you want to see more of me, I'm on. Well, right now I'm not on Twitch. My fucking Xbox shit the bed, so I got to go get that serviced.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
I am so mad. Like I was getting like.
You know what that means? It's time to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take it, get service. I'm planning on getting both of the new Gen consoles when they come out.
Cool.
It's just in the meantime, I
don't think
have
you
it.
understand.
I just want.
Continue.